Hey everyone, this is Rocky, and welcome to the third part of this small series on skills with presentation slides, especially for busy presentations. And in our first couple videos, we looked at how to organize the content so that you have white space, nice color scheme, professional look. In the second video, we looked at how to add a footnote. And in this one, I just want to show you how you can add a navigation menu for your audience, which is a nice touch and can look pretty professional. So I just opened a blank presentation here. I'll stick a design on that because it really matters for this video, but it might matter for how much width I have, how much space to deal with. So, okay, you'll have a title slide, obviously. Let's add a new slide. Of course, you can have different types. And let's say, just for the sake of example, let's just make a few slides. So let's say I'm presenting on something related to the U.S. economy. Okay, and we'll have some content here, obviously. And at the bottom of the slide, we know we're going to have to put our footnotes. We also would want to put our navigation menu. So what is a navigation menu? Well, unfortunately, there's no nifty tools in PowerPoint yet to do this, so you have to actually do it by drawing shapes. So you go to the Insert menu on a PC. I'm not sure on a Mac, but you should be able to find these. If you have any trouble finding controls on a Mac, just let me know and I can help you figure it out. So you go to Shapes, and the shape that I recommend for the navigation menu is either a basic rectangle, or I like to use the chevron arrow, and I draw it out like this. And then you can choose from the menu here what you like. If you're going to stick them close together, I recommend no shadow effect, because then you'll notice the shadow. But if you're going to have them apart a little bit, you can use a little shadow effect. So let's say you can edit the text by right-clicking, where I think on a Mac it's Command-click, I forget. We just call this is the active slide. And then we would want to have a few more of these for our other sections. Now, probably for the active slide, I'll make it a different color. And I'll change the font there so it's easier to read, because we're on this slide. So this one matches this one, and the rest of them I will make, well, this one will be something else. So let's just call it inflation, and it doesn't really matter, it's just an example. And then, I don't know, labor stats, labor statistics. I want to try to fit them in one line if possible. You can play with the size, try to make them even if you can. And we'll do one more. Maybe, I don't know. Doesn't matter. So, okay, so here we have our navigation menu. You can duplicate your slide to save yourself a little bit of work. And then on the next slide, you would just you could switch these around. And of course, you want to try to make even space here. PowerPoint helps you with guides. And then, okay, this would be no longer the active slide. So now we're on our second slide, which would match the title always, and something like that. So you can use whatever colors you want, whatever, if you like different shapes, if you want to connect these together, you could try to do something like that. But then the two that are close, I don't know, you can't really see. See here, you can see the shadow effect, so you might have to use a border or something like that if you want to do it like that. I just leave a little space. However you want to do it is fine. And then you want to leave a little room for your footnotes, like we saw on the previous slide. You can put your footnotes above or below this. I'm not really sure which one I like better, but you can use a little line. Let's just say, for the sake of example, we're going to stick it under here. You can hold the Shift key while you draw the line and make it straight. Probably I wouldn't choose black, because I think it really draws a lot of attention. Maybe like a grayish color would be nice, just so that the footnotes are kind of in the background. And then you can insert a text box, and this is a little bit big, so probably we would drop that down a little bit. You still want to be able to read it. Also, your paragraph settings, so you would indent the first line just like we do on our written documents. You might have more than one citation. You probably won't have more than two, but for the sake of example, I'll put two on there, just so I'm being fair with the examples. let's see, I don't want to use Word's automatic numbering, so I'm just kind of undoing that. Yeah, I found like if you use the automatic numbering, it gets a little bit harder to format them. Okay, now these are packed up against each other. Ideally, so quickly look at this. Let's imagine we want to keep this on the white space. So it's a little bit tough to read this, and we're going over. So let's see how we can deal with this. Let's move this up a little bit. Let's move these up. You can hold the Shift key while you click to grab things together. You could group them if you want by right-clicking and grouping them once you've got them. It's easier to move them around. So let's say we've got this. Let's do our paragraph settings. You can right-click and choose paragraph, or you can get that up in the Home tab. And then the spacing after, I would add a little space. If you have room for 12, you can do that. That's almost a full line. If you don't, you can do 6. And probably I would change the font color to like a gray or something so that that's like in the background. Okay, that does take up a little bit of space, so ideally you want to try to get that on one line. You know, if you can get them on one line, that's better. Because then you can move stuff down. So if you need to save space, you could do it like this. Move that down, and then again, if you really don't have enough space, you can go back into your paragraph settings and you can make this 6 or even 0. I like to leave a little space when possible, but if you don't have it, you don't have it. Obviously, your content is you're trying to make your content front and center, so these are helpful, but you want to keep them sort of in the background. Yeah, ideally, I wouldn't want to go over on the green part here, but I'd also probably choose a slide design that gives me a little more room on the right so that I had it. You guys probably will want to have more width available to you because you're going to have a lot of content, so I would probably choose a design that doesn't quite have so much art on it, or at least the art ends like towards the right, so you have more white space to deal with. This is reasonable. It is the footnotes do make it a little bit busier, but again, it's important to cite your information, so that's how you would do it. This is how you do a navigation menu, and of course you would continue throughout the rest of the presentation, just duplicating your slides and changing as needed. All right, hope that was helpful for you, and hope you're able to use that in your presentations moving forward. Any questions, let me know.